Are my eyes betraying me? Am I dreaming, bro? I had to pinch myself like 15 times before recording this video because I could not believe what I saw. Barcelona actually made a move in this summer transfer window. It wasn't just speculation, it wasn't just talk, it wasn't just, hey, we're interested in this player, we'll be monitoring the situation. No, they actually made a move. Marcus Rashford to Barcelona, here we go. Confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, confirmed by David Ornstein, confirmed by the most reliable sources in the sport. He's going to travel to Barcelona today. His medical will be soon. A loan with option to buy. He's reducing his salary massively, and Barcelona obviously paid for all of it, but he's reducing his salary massively. He wanted this move. Hansi Flick approved the move. This is a huge moment for Barca, bro. I am so happy. This is the option that I wanted the most. Honestly, I did. After the Nico Williams deal fell through again, I wanted Marcus Rashford. And I wanted him back in January. When this option first got presented to Barca back in January, I thought Rashford would be a great option. And from the start, he's always wanted Barca. He went to Villa, of course, but he wanted Barca. So to have a player that wants to be there, who's reducing his wages massively to come, who I think Flick can help thrive, this is amazing, bro. We should all be so happy with this move. It was the most economically responsible option, bringing in Rashford. And again, it's a guy who we don't have to convince to come. Bro, you know how much it takes for somebody to reduce their wages? That's somebody's money, man. That's the money they used to eat, to take care of their family. He's reducing it. That's how much he wants to come to Barca. This is amazing, bro. Genuinely amazing. And we got the here we go. So it's not even like I'm talking all this shit and then it's gonna fall through. No, he's literally coming to Barca. It's confirmed. Like I said, loan with option to buy. I really believe he's going to thrive under Hansi Flick, and now Barca fill a position that we so desperately needed to fill, which is a backup winger. But Marcus Rashford is not just a backup winger, he's a very versatile player who can honestly play across the front three. Now, he's better as a left winger and a striker, but he can play as a right winger as well. And this is just huge, man. It's huge for the club. It's a huge moment for Rashford as well because, as we know, he was a guy who came up with so much hype. He was Manchester United's golden boy. We all remember that goal he scored against Man City back in 2017. Everybody thought he was going to be next up. And then obviously his career there, apart from a couple spells where he looked really good, it didn't really pan out the way he wanted it to or the way Man United wanted it to. But there was always talent in the player. And then when he went to Aston Villa this past, obviously, season on loan in January for half the year under Unai Emery, we saw glimpses of what he could be. And when he's in a comfortable environment where he's actually being utilized the right way, he can thrive. And we saw that, by the way, when he was at Manchester United as well, under Erik ten Hag. We saw it firsthand as Barca fans. When Man United rolled up to the Camp Nou and Rashford scored a goal in that game, he was amazing. And that whole stretch of that season, he was dominant, bro. He was one of the best players in Europe for a couple months. So there's talent in this player. I know a lot of Barca fans are not thrilled with this move because they think Rashford is shit. He's not a shit player, bro. There's a lot of talent there. And again, guys, for a club like Barcelona, we have to understand that we're not going to go out and sign the most extravagant winger. You know, like Rafael Leao would have been a great option. Rafael Leao is going to cost a lot of money. He's going to cost a lot of money. Marcus Rashford costs nothing. Again, his wages, I get that, but he's reducing them. So this was the best option available on the market for Barca. And I really do believe that under Hansi Flick, he can thrive because we've seen Hansi Flick with wingers. He really knows how to work his magic, man. Go back and look at that Serge Gnabry season he had when Bayern won the treble. Serge Gnabry was moving like one of the best wingers in the world, and Serge Gnabry hasn't reached that level since Hansi Flick left Bayern. Look at what he did this season with Rafinha, with Lamine Yamal. Like, this guy knows how to, like, he's the winger whisperer, if you want to call it that. He is the winger whisperer, man. So I think that under Hansi Flick, this is a guy who can genuinely thrive and have a great season. I could see him having double-digit GA. I could see him, forming a great partnership in that front three. Now we have so much versatility in that front three because you could play Rashford on the left some games, and then you could play Lewandowski as a striker and Lamine on the right. Or obviously you can play Rafinha on the left and Rashford as a striker and Lamine Yamal as the right winger. Or you can play Rashford as a left winger, Ferran Torres as a striker, and then Rafinha as a right winger. There's a lot of different options you can use here, man. It's really good because a team like Barca who's going to play in so many competitions next year, we got to have versatility. And we saw last year in that front line, when one of those players got hurt, we really didn't have anybody to bring in. And now we do. We have a guy like Marcus Rashford and Rooney Bardi, who obviously that deal went through. That deal was like, it was stalled for a little bit, but now it actually went through. So now we're talking about two different winger options we can insert into a lineup to, give players some rest or just give a different look to the team. I couldn't believe it, man. I cannot believe it. Is there any, what are the other things? Yeah, the convincing Rashford on personal terms was never an issue. It was never going to be an issue because, again, the only club he wanted was Barcelona from the start. And I honestly think, and people might think this is wrong, but I don't know how you could think that, but in my opinion, and this might be me stating the obvious, but he's a better option, obviously, coming off the bench than Hansi Flick. Marcus Rashford is a better player than Hansi Flick. They both kind of have a similar career arc in the way that they were touted as this like next big thing, and their careers didn't really live up to the hype. But Rashford showed more glimpses of greatness in his time at United than Hansi Flick ever did in his time at Barca. So I'm really happy with the fact that we let go of Hansi Flick and we brought in Marcus Rashford. I wish Ansu nothing but the best in his in his career at Monaco. Honestly, I do. But this is a great thing for Barca. This is so much better than bringing in Xavi Simons. This is so much better than any of that bullshit. We needed a winger, and we needed somebody that didn't have to cost a lot of money. And again, it's a benefit that he actually wants to go to Barca. It's a benefit that he actually wants to go to Barca. So I'm extremely happy. I think this is going to be a great move for Barca for this up-and-coming season. And I think that seeing the club finally move in this transfer window is going to give us as the fans a lot of optimism because we've been waiting for something like this. I understand we got Joan Garcia and we got Rooney Barty, but those are moves that, you know, Joan Garcia was a long time ago. Rooney's a smaller move. This is a big move. This is going to give us a lot more optimism, us fans in the summer transfer window, that Barca are actually moving in the right way, and they're not just sitting on their hands. They're actually going to give Hansi Flick some more players to work with in this up-and-coming season. The other report that came out after this is that after Rashford, once he's signed and obviously it's all good to go, they're going to go look for a fullback. Amazing. That's exactly what we wanted. We wanted a fullback as well. So it looks like Barca are finally listening to the fans, and they're moving in the right direction. So what fullback can they bring in? I don't know. But look for some options. I was gonna say look for some options in the market. Duh, no fucking shit. Where are they gonna look? Fucking Burger King for some options? No. Obviously, they're gonna look at the market. They're gonna see what the best option is, and I hope that they find something that obviously can excite us as well. But for Rashford, like I said, this is a massive moment because we've been talking about this for a long time, bro. We as Barca fans have been hearing about this for a long time. Like I said, going back to January of last year, the only reason why he couldn't come is because Ansu Fati refused to leave. But he would have come in January if it wasn't for Ansu Fati. If Barca could have found a suitor for Fati and Fati would have accepted the move, he would have left Ansu and he would have come in January. But now he actually gets to come in. So you have a player that's motivated to prove himself and is in an environment where he wants to be. I mean, we saw him, bro. We saw him, like, there was this whole thing about him liking different Barca players' Instagram pictures. He's been super thirsty for Barca for a long time. It's like that one friend that you have that's been like going, like he's thirsty. He's been thirsting over a girl for so long, and the girl kind of like, you know, she's like, yeah, whatever, like, but she kind of leads him on but ignores him sometimes, and then he finally like gets the girl, and you're like, how the fuck did he end up doing that? You know, he actually managed to do it. He was so persistent, he managed to get her. Rashford was so persistent in his intentions to go to Barca that he ends up getting to Barca. So that goes to show you, sometimes in life, you just have to, you know, put shit out there. Make it known that you want to go somewhere, you want something, and it can happen. That's exactly what Marcus Rashford did. But again, like I said, you have a player who's motivated to be there, who wants to prove himself, and you have a manager who can get the best out of wingers, and a manager who's gonna put him in the best position to thrive. Because it's one thing about Hansi Flick, he doesn't mismatch players. You know, he doesn't force players in anywhere. No, he knows where to play a player in order for them to thrive. And I think it's going to be the same thing with Marcus Rashford when he eventually starts playing for Barca. And you bring him in before the preseason starts, so he's going to have a whole preseason with the team. You're not bringing him in the middle of the season. You're not in the middle of the season, but like in the middle of August when the season already started, all the important games already started. No, he's coming in now in mid-July. Preseason's about to begin. He can get training in with the team. He can feel more, he can get acclimated with his teammates. He can get more accustomed with the team. And it's going to be great, man. I promise you guys it's going to be great. Now, is this going to be a David Villa signing? Probably not, okay? It's probably not going to be David Villa. Because David Villa was amazing for Barca. But this could be a signing that really changes the season for us, man. Because there's talent in this player. He's not a player that we just, like... We saw Rashford, and he's still young, by the way. He's not an old guy. He should be theoretically entering his prime. We think Rashford is old because he bursted onto the scene when he was so young. He was an 18-year-old when he first, you know, started coming through when he first made his debut for the Man United first team. But he's still only like 27 or 28, so he's still young. He should theoretically be in his prime. So, wow, this is amazing, bro. Honestly amazing. I cannot believe it. We actually got a player. Like, I actually had to pinch myself, bro. I would sit here every single day, man, for the past couple weeks, and I just refreshed Twitter and refreshed this Rashad Rahman's guy's page. And I was just hoping, bro, give us something, man. Please give us something. Give us something to be excited about. But every day it was the same thing. Barca are monitoring this player, but it doesn't look to be financially feasible. Barca are looking at this guy. Barca are looking at X guy. And I think one thing that happened is that Joan Laporta and Deco finally fucking saw that Luis Diaz, it wasn't going to happen for less than 70 million. It wasn't going to happen. So I think they finally said, you know what, why keep beating the same dead horse? Let's just pivot. And that's exactly what you should do. Thank you so much, man. Honestly, thank you so much for pivoting, because they saw that, look, Bayern Munich want him. And they're willing to pay more than us. So we're out of this bidding war with Bayern Munich and Liverpool. Okay, we're not gonna be able to pay and afford Luis Diaz. So let's pivot. Let's go for the next option. And the next option was Marcus Rashford, and they got it done. Boom. Oh, the next option is Rashford. Let's contact his agent. Let's contact Manchester United. Let's get this fucking deal sorted out so we can get him in the door as quick as possible. So you can start training with the team as quick as possible. That's exactly how a good club moves. That's exactly how a smart club moves. How a well-run club moves. You identify a problem and you find the solution right away. That's it. And Barca did it. Like, I was seeing reports about how, yeah, like Liverpool is still not accepting any bids for Luis Diaz, but Luis Diaz wants to leave. And I was sitting here thinking that Deco and his stubborn ass is gonna end up, you know, like he's gonna end up paying 80 million for Luis Diaz. We're gonna be fucked. 80 million down the drain. But this is a free move, bro. Only his wages. Amazing, man. Honestly, every Barca fan should be extremely happy. I understand a lot of you guys don't like Marcus Rashford, but now he plays for Barca, so you have to support him now. Now you have to support him. You have no choice. If you're a real Barca fan, you support any player that wears that kit. I don't care who it is. So now you have to support Rashford. And you have to obviously back him. And I promise you, he's going to be good. I promise you he's going to be good. Again, I'm not promising he's going to be the savior, because nobody's touting him as the savior. But for a guy who can come in at a low cost, low risk option, it's a loan. All we're paying is his wages, which, by the way, like I said again, I'm going to say it one more time to reiterate. He reduced massively. Great move. Great move. Thank you to Joan Laporta. Thank you to Deco for actually moving on this shit. Marcus Rashford is going to go to Barca. I mean, he's on his way. I'm trying to look at if there's any other news that came out about this. Give me 1 second. I'm refreshing here. No. Rashford said yeah to Barca without asking for any registration guarantees. We haven't seen this before, bro. Every player, when they come to Barca now, after the whole Dani Olmo saga last year, they all heard about it, bro. Footballers know what's happening. They all want to ask, oh, are we sure we can be registered? He didn't even fucking care about that, man. He might not even get registered. He's just happy to be a part of the team. He's just happy to be a part of the team. And you know what? I'm super happy to have him. I'm super happy to have him. Rashford's medical to take place early next week. Perfect, man. They're already booking the medical. He's already on his way to Barcelona. Nico Arrivederci, he's going to play better than Nico next season. I promise you Rashford will be better than Nico next season. Book it. Rashford will have a better season than Nico Williams. I don't care about what team they play for and difference. No, Marcus Rashford will have a better season than Nico Williams. And he's going to score against Bilbao. He's gonna score against Athletic Club. I promise you he will. Book it now. He will score against Bilbao. He 100% will if he gets a start in that game, or if he even gets in. When he gets in. Because he's gonna play, bro. I promise you guys, you're gonna see a lot of Marcus Rashford this season. That I can guarantee you. You will see a lot of Marcus Rashford this season at Barcelona. Amazing, bro. Last time Barca signed a player from the Prem, it was Rafinha. That worked out. That worked out, didn't it? This is gonna work out too. It's about being optimistic. It's about realizing that Barca did a good job. When the club needs to be, when Deco and Laporta need a spanking, or they need to be reprimanded, I will reprimand them. But when they need to be praised, I will praise them. And this deserves praise because, again, it was the most obvious move. Everybody knew this move was the move they had to make. But they took their time, but they made the move. So now we sit back and we wait to see what happens with the fullback signing, where we can go from here. But the most important thing is that Barca went into this window needing a backup winger, and they're coming out of this window with a backup winger who has a lot of potential, who can thrive in the system, and who's taking a massive wage reduction to be there. So it's not really even that expensive. So massive for Barca. I'm super happy. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Please let me know what you think. I want to hear all your thoughts. What do you think of Rashford? Are you excited? Let me know. I posted my first video on my NBA channel today, so if you guys want to check that out, the link will be in the description. Also, check out the Final Thread, my brand for the best graphic tees in the game. Now I'll probably be coming out with a Rashford design. We're probably going to be coming out with a Rashford design, so be on the lookout for that, because now Rashford is a Barca player. So super excited for that, but yeah, man. Huge Saturday. I cannot believe it, man. Saw this, and it was just amazing. So I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Sorry, I had to burp. Damn, a late burp, so if you stayed this long, comment burp. But anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for all the support, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Marcus Rashford is a Barca player. Fuck yeah. Yeah, peace out.